Hello, everybody, and welcome to Till Death Do Us Pod with me, Tova Lee.
I mean, Michael Lee.
That was so smooth. That was the best one I've done since we started, since we revamped, since the revamp.
Well, finally.
I know. It just
Finally
took me
something
like
good.
5 months. How are you?
Oh, Jesus, scared me with the volume. Good, thank you. Yes, not bad. It's a wretched day here in London town.
It is.
Hasn't stopped pissing down. That's been quite unpleasant.
But to
Not
be
looking
fair, it's
forward
the first real wintry day we've had since March.
Oh, you and your weather diary, honestly. Well, I disagree, but it's annoying because, the kids, the rain, can't park. The dogs are dying to go out for a pee but won't go out. It's, I don't like the rain.
God, this has started like so negatively. No,
Yes.
listen, I have this theory about English people, British people, that no matter what the weather does, they always will complain about the weather, like no matter what. So really, if you think back, and I do actually, run a secret weather diary. I have done for the past few years. And actually, since March, it's been beautiful. I just want to remind you, all the months of lockdown, sunny, beautiful, sitting in the garden, amazing, right? Amazing March, amazing April, amazing May. Then when lockdown was eased, there was like a couple of weeks in June that weren't great, but then summer was awesome. Okay, cut to mid-August, late August even, one day of rain. Mike stands there in the kitchen. Oh my God, the weather in this country. True story.
Is it?
It is.
Yeah,
It is a true
fair
story.
enough. What are we talking about today?
Wait,
This is
before what
sorry.
we're talking about today, hang on. I just want to say Pajama Party on Friday was amazing.
It was indeed.
Wow. I mean, it took me a few days to recover, to be honest. Like that moment where you started like undressing, humping the bed, that was quite embarrassing. But other than that, so good. So good. And we're doing another one. Yes, we're doing another one again with LaWand in November. So somebody else will win the wand because everybody wanted
Everyone wants a wand.
a wand. Yes.
Everyone wants a wand.
Do you realize
Everyone
that
wants a
wand that's like literally enormous is the petite? It's the petite version.
Bloody hell.
I know.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like a lethal weapon. But anyway, today.
Today we are, this is very apt for us. The
is.
topic today is, and especially because of lockdown and businesses changing
Yeah.
and people working from home, this is all about working with your spouse stroke partner. Very, very apt because we're doing this podcast. I see this as work. I don't see this as pleasure. No, I just say.
I see
I'm
this as
joking.
our date.
I'm
Like
joking.
this is the only
The
time in
weirdest
the week
date.
that's the weirdest date.
Both
Well,
sitting alongside each other talking in a microphone.
I know, in your very messy office. But it used to be fun because we used to actually go to record the podcast in a
Yes.
studio by King's Cross.
Yeah,
so
we got
used
out the house.
We got out the house. We went to dinner a few times.
Yes,
It
we did.
literally
That was very
felt like
nice.
it was very
Yeah.
nice.
I miss that.
I miss those days. Remember when we could leave the house?
Yeah.
It was so nice.
Okay.
Yeah, good old times,
But so this hopefully we go through some tips how to run a business together without getting divorced, going broke, or killing each other.
Yes, so to those of you who don't follow me on Instagram, what the hell are you doing with your lives? No, I'm kidding. But I basically posted last week or this week, Jesus, I can't even remember, about the fact that you have now officially started helping me a bit more with my work.
Yes.
And
yes.
so we did do
emptying the bins, making tea,
making my coffee in the morning.
a bit of photocopying.
I actually just asked you to make me a coffee, and you basically said, make your own. I mean, you're fired.
I'm setting this up. He just went, I really like a coffee. Okay, I'm doing this. I'm setting the podcast up. I've got to check the levels, put the mic, and I'm going to run downstairs and make you a coffee. Unbelievable. Tea boy.
Wait, but that wasn't even like as part of your role. That was just like as be nice to your wife, you know?
Dear me.
Oh,
Very
God.
funny.
Very funny. Anyway, so we officially have now started working together a bit more, right? And I mentioned it basically on my stories, and oh my God, the influx of messages of people
Don't
just
do
going,
it.
"Don't do
Yeah,
it!"
no, sure.
Like,
No,
really?
absolutely.
Really
Yeah.
concerned for us,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
Very nice concern. Thank you.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's sort of away from working with your partner. I'm sure many of you out there have worked with friends, people you were friends with, and then you go, got a great idea for a business. You could do that and you do it together. And I'm sure there's many many out there that are success, but there's a lot I know where you then really fall out.
Yeah.
Because your work persona is completely different to your mate's persona.
Do you have a work persona?
Do I have a... No. I think I'm the same.
I literally don't have a work persona either. What is a work persona?
I don't know. People just go into kind of work mode
Wow.
and work in a certain way. I've got friends I know who are very, very different at work.
Wow.
Yeah.
How
yeah.
interesting.
I think if you've got like staff, for example, and you've got to set an example and do things in a certain way, you obviously can't be laughing and joking the whole time.
Wow.
But when you work with a mate,
I'm obviously running my business
but you
wrong.
work with a mate you know for a long time. It's very weird when you shift, and your mate might go, "Whoa, why are you talking to me like this?" Well, this is a work. It's a work meeting, is it? You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's very, very tough.
Yeah.
And it's even more so working with your partner, especially during lockdown. Working with your partner in your own house.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So I think so far it's been okay, right? I mean, it's only been like a
About
week.
3 days. Yeah.
It's been about 3 days. No, it's been a week.
yes,
it's
yes.
the end of the first week. I
Yes.
think that's, we did okay for first week, right?
Yes.
I think there's a lot of tips and we'll go through them, okay? But the one thing that Mike was like saying to the kids yesterday, Mommy told me off. Why? Because I was like, it was like afternoon.
Oh,
and you
yeah,
were
no,
thinking-
yeah, you
And
know.
you messaged me something about work, and I was like on my walk, and I went, this isn't our work time. Like this, I'm off work right now, so like, don't message me these messages. No, because I feel like that's one of the given that you have to have some sort of separation, right?
Yes, but someone who runs his own business as well, I just don't see the sort of 9 to 5. If there's something you want to discuss there and then, and you've got someone who's happy to discuss it with you.
Yes, but you know what
You know.
I actually find between us now is that you're right, and as a business owner myself, and I don't have 9 to 5 either, and you know that, and I have other people who work with me, and I will message them at very silly hours. Don't worry, they know that they can just ignore me until tomorrow morning. But my point is my brain is always working, but I don't want to have that with you.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah, I don't because I think it could interfere with like our romantic
No.
relationship.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So when you
just
message
getting
me,
down to it, that spreadsheet.
yeah, I was like, no, I'm not doing that now. Like we're not going to only talk about work. Like we have to just have times that we don't talk about work.
I agree.
Right?
I agree.
Okay, so
Right,
let's
there we are.
dive into it because it looks like a really exciting topic.
Yeah, it does.
Doesn't
Is
it?
anyone out there still listening? Hello?
Yes,
Hello?
this
Yeah, you. Come
This
on.
is very interesting. Okay, so running a business with your spouse without getting a divorce or going broke or killing each other, I think should be up there, right?
Yeah.
So, number one,
Well, the first one was an obvious one. Be nice to your partner. Treat your spouse with the same or even higher level of courtesy and respect as you would anyone that you work with. Be flexible in your ideas and ways and expect to compromise more than you would with an unrelated co-worker.
so this
That's
is
interesting.
this is great. So be nice, obviously obvious, but it's true. Somebody messaged me and I loved her message. She said, don't look at him as like Mike, your husband, who also annoyed you yesterday because he, I don't know, didn't take the bins out or you guys had an argument. He's like, would you talk to him like the way you would talk to any other coworker? And it's so true because when you're in a relationship with somebody, you come with the baggage of the relationship. You come with that level of openness and that level of, do you know what I mean? Where like, when somebody, it's a coworker, you would, do you know what I mean? You would have more patience. Why are you looking at me like
I'm
that?
just thinking it's going to be a very dull Christmas office party. Yeah.
We're so having an office Christmas
I'm
party.
going to get off of my boss.
That's just so funny, me and you. And then we'll both get drunk from the punch and make out in the
Amazing.
in the photocopy
Photocopy my arse in the
which is
photocopy.
literally here. It's very small, by the way. I
Yes,
feel
it
like we
is.
would
Yeah,
break
I
it.
better
so-
get half a cheek on that. Yeah.
Okay, next.
But this is the good one. Listen to your partner. Avoid arguments with this one simple act. Even if you disagree with the idea, always let your partner finish expressing the thought. If you cut him or her short or quick to criticise, you are likely to start a shouting match.
Wow.
Interesting.
I feel like these tips are good for
Look,
just like
just
general,
relationships.
like just general how to be a nice
Yeah.
person,
Weird, exactly. It's not going to be don't listen to your partner, don't be nice to your partner.
It's being
A little bit
horrid.
obvious,
I
but
know.
there we go.
Create your own space. That's a good one.
That is a good one.
That is a good one.
Yeah, we do have our
We do.
two separate.
God, can you imagine if we sat in the same office? Oh my God.
I was going to suggest that.
No, I would die. So I have this
I
fantasy.
would die.
I have this
Move on,
fantasy of like one day building like a little office at the end of our garden. So
Yes.
at the moment there's like a trampoline there and a Wendy house which nobody
Mm-hmm.
uses, whatever. So that's my fantasy. And I want it to be quite spacious. And Mike said, "Oh, that's great. Then there'll be room for me." I was like, "No, there will be no room for you. I do not want to share a space with you." Why? Because we do have very different styles,
Yes.
right? This
Yeah.
is somewhere on the list. I saw it earlier, but
I'm very messy,
yes,
but I know where everything is.
do you though?
I do. Yes, I do.
I mean, honestly, if I could just
I
show
do.
you, people on YouTube, I might actually tilt the camera in a minute. But
Well, I mean,
honestly,
I've shoved everything to one side
yeah,
for
you
this
have. I
recording.
mean, honestly, it's really bad. And every now and then, like we kind of like made sure that this room was at the end of a long corridor. It's like it's at the end
Yes, I
of
know.
the corridor, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
a strange man in the attic. Yeah,
Oh my god. Okay, so own space. I like it.
yeah,
Right.
that kind of makes sense.
Next one. Oh.
You do this one.
So we kind of touched on this. Understand your partner's business style. Okay, so not necessarily just the space, but just the style of how they work. We have very different styles as well, don't we?
Do we?
Of work, yeah.
Oh, the way we work.
The way we work.
Give me an example.
Like you will you see one task at hand.
You're saying I can't multitask.
Trying to work this in a very nice
I
way.
can't multitask.
you
I
can't.
admit that. If I'm working on something, that's it. I don't like fleeting, and I have to do it. Don't get me wrong. Of course, I have to do it. But I like to get it done. Even if you go, you don't need to finish that now.
You
that's
have to
whatever.
finish it
Well,
right
I
now.
want to get it done. I don't want to come back to this shit. I just want to get this done.
true.
It's out the way. That document's gone. It's done. I don't like having loads of things you've got to go back to.
So I think knowing that,
Hmm.
and maybe that's actually an advantage because I know you so well,
Hmm.
and you're like that with everything in life, not
Yes.
just work. So like, I know that.
Hmm.
So like when I talk to you about work, I have that in mind. Basically, I like present one thing at a time, and I know that it's better to do it that way.
Absolutely. Thank you.
You're very welcome. What's my
Wonderful.
style?
Oh, wow. I think you're quite dogmatic how you want things done. I think you're very impatient
Yeah.
when it comes to stuff. I mean, already you said, have you done that thing yet? Well, not
It was a joke.
Oh, was it a joke?
Of course it was a
I
joke.
thought there was a bit of seriousness
No,
to
it
the
was a
joke.
joke. What I
so
like-
think, but again, but you admit you can work very quickly on things. You work very quickly. I have the slowest. I think this is the first computer ever
Oh,
invented.
well, your computer.
You'll hear me shouting and swearing down the corridor. Open the file! Open it! Open! Literally, I uploaded something yesterday. I had to record something for my Spurs Show podcast and do it. And just to record a minute thing and upload it and post it took about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And it should have literally been 5 minutes max.
I know.
So, thankfully, new laptop.
It's funny because, we've always, for those of you who don't know, both of us work a lot from home before this even. Yeah. But on separate things. So in the separate rooms, down the corridor, blah, blah, blah. That hasn't changed. But because we weren't really working together in any way, I kind of blocked you out in a sense. Like I didn't hear you. I wasn't aware of it.
Right.
And now I hear how much you talk to yourself
Really?
and to your devices. You're just having conversations with your computer, with your phone, with your everything. Like you talk to yourself when you work. Did you know that?
Because I'm working by myself in this
So
tiny
fun.
room.
Oh.
I don't have any co-workers.
You've got me
I
now.
can't say, did you see that thing on Netflix yesterday?
But you've got me, and we watched it together.
Should we go and grab something to eat?
Oh,
Who'd
we
like a
should do
coffee
that.
from down the road?
You see, I wanted a coffee
Oh,
earlier, and
okay.
you said no.
You get your bloody coffee. yeah. No, that's very interesting.
Okay.
Right. Well, we just sort of mentioned that. Set aside business free time. It's impossible to leave it at the office when your home is your office. But as you already echoed, you need to spend time enjoying being a couple, enduring being a couple more like. There was a joke. Have rules such as no business talk at dinner, or schedule a weekly date night with your spouse.
Oh, that's nice.
How lovely.
How lovely. Okay, the next one. How to run a family business without killing each other. Oh, here we go. So, number 1, select a leader.
Yeah, well, we all know who the leader is there.
Wait.
In fairness, it is your business. I mean,
Yeah,
that's the thing. I think it's different if you're setting something up together. That must be quite difficult.
Yes.
to then
Oh
set
God,
up roles.
can you imagine? Yes.
Yeah, who's doing
But
what
but you know
holidays.
what? Somebody gave me as again a really good tip. I think that was the best tip actually. And they said, just make sure, like even if you are partners, equal partners, which obviously we are, blah blah blah, make sure that your responsibilities are different. That there's no overlap. And I think that's
Yeah.
such a good tip.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, no,
that's such a
absolutely.
good tip.
Yeah.
And then it's not really about a leader or not leader. It's just about you're not necessarily doing the same things,
Yeah.
right? But I'm
Very,
the
very true.
leader.
Avoid handshake agreements, formalize contracts, share something, issuances. Job descriptions, operating procedures are more important in a family-run company.
Oh, wow.
To avoid potential family risks, make sure that everything from payouts to disciplinary measures is in writing before business operations begin.
See, I don't see that. Like that's a bit odd to me.
No,
Yeah.
again, I think that's.
I
I
can't see
wouldn't
that
call what
doing.
you do very traditional.
No.
I mean, you do spend a lot of time talking about testing vibrators. I don't think.
I know. Yesterday, I basically
Singing
spent the
into one.
entire day in a negligee, like
The negligee.
negligee, because we shot the video
Yes,
with
very funny.
with a very funny video, right? And then
Yeah.
I went down and immediately started working. And then I realized that no, and I got changed, went downstairs, carried on working, started editing the video, then realized, oh, I want another shot. So got back into the negligee, went upstairs, and then I thought, oh, I'm just going to stay in this just in case we need anything else. And then I just literally
All day.
stayed in it all day.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't call our workplace typical. I opened the door to one of your Amazon deliveries yesterday with the negligee.
Did you really?
With the negligee.
Wow.
Yes, I did.
I'm sure he got a bit of an eyeful.
Yeah, he was.
This is an interesting one. Relatives can't be fired. Well, they can, but it never ends well. Make sure the
Yes.
performance expectations are clearly outlined. Then establish strong reporting mechanisms. So this is sort of problems identified quickly and objectively. I mean, this is the most difficult thing. I think partners and friends,
Yes.
when there are issues and problems,
How do you finish it?
you know, it's much easier with someone you don't know who goes home at the end of the day to go, look, your performance is really down at the moment. I don't know if anything's going at home. Here you go. I know what's going at home. The bloody kids and this and that. I might be distracted with this.
Yeah.
And that's why I didn't get this done. It's very, very different, isn't it?
Yeah. No, and also like you said, they can't be fired because you're stuck with them. It's like you're fired. I never want to see you again. And then
I resign.
and then it's like, oh, there you are again. Like, you know, there's like nothing you can do about it. So that sucks.
Yeah.
Make criticism constructive.
That's true with anyone. That's with
yeah,
anyone.
that's with
even
anything,
anyone. Who's
isn't
gonna
it?
Come
Yeah,
up with
like-
unconstructive
And even if
criticism?
it's not your
You're
partner.
shit.
Yeah, your work
Anything
is
else?
awful.
No, just your shit.
Yeah, awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, so no.
Recognize blind spots. One of you will be better at certain things than the other. Very good. We kind of touched on before about doing different roles. Leverage each other's strength to help strengthen the business. This can be challenge if you're a control freak and want to manage all aspects of the business. Yeah, but you know.
Yeah. I mean, this is like, I feel like with us, you know, we kind of, the thing is this, like the area that you've come on board to help is really an area that you've been doing like with
Yeah.
your own business. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, I think it's like such a great fit. And it's an area that although I don't think I'm bad at doing, I think I'm good at it, it's not what I want to focus on.
Yeah.
So like do you get what I'm saying? So like I think
No,
that's
no.
why it's a good fit.
Yeah.
But it is about identifying strengths and weaknesses and all that. Okay, Corona work from home shop.
Right, so this is where obviously lots of you out there have been forced to work together because the corona lockdown that's obviously hit the entire world. Variety's senior social media editor, Meg Zukin, she started a thread on Twitter asking couples to share their stories.
Yeah.
And she was absolutely inundated. These are a few of them. Someone wrote in, I told him I want a divorce. We've been together for 20 days. We still didn't talk on Friday after work, and we didn't talk all weekend. I mean, you know, yeah. I mean, this one woman said she didn't expect her boyfriend to be policing her working hours.
Wow.
She wrote, literally this morning, my boyfriend asked me to make him a bagel, and I told him, no, I'm working. And he actually looked up to me and said, it doesn't look like you're working. It looks like you're just staring out the window. But again,
Yeah,
there must be so many of you out there who work in big organisations, and now you're working at home with your computer. You might be working with your husband or wife who has their own little business, which is completely different to what you do. It might be creative, writing, and it must be weird to then come back and go, is this what you do every day?
Yeah,
this is my job. This is your job.
Yeah.
This is what you do.
Yeah.
You just do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what's
There's
paid.
been
That's what cover the bills. I had no idea that's all you did.
Wait, but it's funny.
Or how much you did.
I think it's like how little man.
Because I think I mean, I've worked in offices. I've been I've worked at home for a while. I've always said for many years the amount of time wasted in big offices, pointless meetings, traveling to meetings, the chat with the coffee. I work, I think we both work quite intensely and quickly because we work for ourselves and we do stuff. I think so much time is wasted with that. But when you're only used to that, and then all of a sudden you're working a different way, I think more people are realizing they're getting more done at home because of that.
No, I disagree.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think actually. I mean, maybe, but to an extent. But I also think that the other side of the coin is that.
I'm taking kids out the equation.
No, not kids, but just I think having an environment where with work colleagues that you can bounce ideas off, learn from, ask questions has gone.
Yeah.
And I think if you're very into your work and you do things in a certain way and you just have your brain and your ideas, it's very limited than if you are like have your weekly staff meetings and people, I don't know what the,
I think
you know what I mean?
If you work
and somebody next to you goes, oh, that's how you're doing it. Wait, I've developed a much better system and they help you. Like there's none of that.
I think it's more difficult if you work in sales, marketing, where you're brainstorming and talking to other people in the department.
Creative.
I think if you do something insular, like inputting stuff on a computer and all that, I think you do get more done because there's less distractions.
No, I think there's more.
You think so? I don't know. I don't know.
I think like when you go to work, it's work, and when you work from home, you really need to have a lot of discipline to say these are the hours that I work. And by the way, it can go both ways. My struggle is to put the pen down and to say, "Assez, I'm done for today," and also because of the nature of the work and it being online and just constantly being connected. So that's another thing. Okay, this is funny because we talked about work persona, which I don't think I have. But what about work voice?
Do you have a work voice?
Do you have a work voice?
Do you have a work voice, special voice or accent you put on speaking to clients? No. I don't.
I don't, but I do know what this means because I think when I talk to official people, like if I'll even talk to a teacher or whatever, I don't know, I go very British. I don't do it on purpose. It's not a choice. It just happens, and then somebody will point it out to me. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I don't think I do it, but also I feel like a lot of the work these days is email. So you sort of like don't really get to do your voice anyway.
Which I think is an issue. I think you get so much. Obviously, you get more done face to face, more on the phone when you hear the people's tone of voice than just these cold emails where you don't read them properly, and you don't know in what kind of angle or whatever they're written in. I think that has been a problem.
Maybe we should start writing emails to each other.
Or longhand letters.
Yes.
That would be good. Yeah, have lots of pointless meetings.
Let's have loads of meetings. Loads. And eat cheese or cake as we do it, just to kind of whatever. Well, this was fun. I feel like this was very helpful. I'm
sure we'll come back to this topic.
Yes, I think we're doing
After
okay.
We killed each other.
Yes, we are doing
time.
okay.
So far,
we're doing okay.
So far, so good.
I mean, I would like a coffee still.
Oh, I'll do your coffee in a minute. We just get this done. Honestly, I'm finishing this project.
Wait, you know what I love? You hoovered.
You noticed? Actually, it wasn't hoovered. I did it with my hand.
Did you?
Me and Danny did it.
Oh, wow.
Me and Danny did it. We did this video, or you might have seen it, and then we threw lots of ticker tape in the end. It was paper everywhere. And so this morning I started picking up. There's a lot of stuff, and Danny came up and said, Danny, 50p if you help me out. And she helped pick things up.
Yes, but no, just for those who don't know what we're talking about, the video we did yesterday, there was a lot of paper. And then in the video, Mike hoovers. But of course, he didn't really hoover because it's called acting. And I was like, I'll hoover, don't worry, I'll hoover. And then I went to bed with all the paper still around me still. And I was like, and then I came up and it was gone.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like the passive aggressive way to make your partner do stuff is to just kind of just not do it. I again didn't do it on purpose. I was genuinely just being really
Fair
lazy.
enough.
So
I really don't have an issue with it.
I would have done it today though.
Yeah. So anyway, that's the wrap for this week's episode of Till Death Do Us Pod. Downloads are growing. Oh, that's good.
Yes.
Hope you're enjoying the topics.
3 more people.
Message any of the topics you want us to do. Help us out.
Yes.
Anything else you go, I really want to take your take on X, Y, and Z. Send them in. Email us info@toverlee.com. And also remember on iTunes, on Spotify, whatever, leave a review. It's always good to hear from you and get good feedback.
People really love
bad
the
feedback.
sex topics. I don't know why those
Really?
shows
'Cause
usually
you're
do the best.
filthy out there.
Yeah, but I also want to point out for anybody who doesn't know, I'm writing my second book,
Yes.
and it's all about confessions and secrets. And you guys can be featured. People can actually be featured
know,
in the book.
your
Isn't that great?
confessions.
So
Be
people are
forever
already.
in every
I know
print.
are already sending in confessions to potentially go in the book. Not all of them, obviously, will go in the book, but some will.
The funny ones. The funny and the
no,
moving
there can
ones.
also be moving ones, as long as they're genuine, and all you need to do is like say where you are in the world and what age you are, but they are totally anonymous. And I'm going to be donating on behalf of the contributors that go into the book. To Equality Now.
Oh, wow, that's
yeah,
nice.
so we're gonna make there'll be a for every contribution, like I will give a donation.
Oh, wow.
And also, if you ever want to buy the book afterwards, if your confession did actually feature in the book, you get an amazing discount, 55% off, not just for them,
What?
but for their family and friends.
You're
So
kidding me.
yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, because they're part of the book, so it kind of makes sense, right?
55% discount.
Yeah, it's
Really?
like an author's discount. It's like basically
Wow.
no profit. Yeah.
So guys, get your confessions in.
Yes.
And where
So
do they go?
they go to my website, tovalee.com. It's literally on the main page. You can see enter the confession booth, and obviously we are going to have to stop that in a bit. So you
Right.
guys need to hurry and do it soon.
Because, I mean, obviously over the years with your confession show, which obviously we've been doing recently, you've had some corkers.
Yes,
You've still got those?
Yeah, we're contacting people who have through the years
yeah,
sent
yeah,
really
yeah,
good
yeah,
ones
yeah, some great ones.
to see if they're happy for us to feature them in the book. But obviously, you can just send in new ones.
But I
and-
also think since COVID and people being at home
Oh,
with their partner,
yes.
there must be so much
many,
more out there
yeah.
of things you've done
Yeah.
to your partner, whatever,
Yeah.
that they don't know.
I think it's so nice to see that a lot of them are kind of similar in a way, and it's like they're revenge stories, they're sex gone wrong stories, lots of stuff up the vagina stories, like vibrators, lots of things in the office as well,
Okay.
which I like. Co-workers,
Right.
like again, like getting back at each other,
Right.
like all kinds of things. So yeah, it's
Yeah,
good.
send them in, that sounds great.
Mom guilt,
Yeah.
mom hacks, like
Yeah.
lots of things, relationship. Yeah, really good.
That's an amazing
So
offer.
keep them coming, and that's it. We'll see you guys next week.
Lovely.
Bye.